Peace, family. It's your boy Bobby back, Bob the Blender, BJ, also known as Mobes. Here to present to you all um, holistic healing, all right? GDU holistic healing, to be exact. GDU it represents my family, Ghost and Dynasty Unlimited, all right? And I'm here to present what holistic health is, all right? So, what is holistic healing? Holistic healing is a form of healing that considers the person as a whole and emphasizes the connection between mind, body, and soul. The soul, the real you, the driver of the body. For example, when you're talking to yourself, the one that's listening, right? The body, the physical body, is the vehicle, also known as the temple. The body is our protection while we're here on this level of density that we call Earth. The body is also our emotional body, which is our feeling and emotions. The health of our physical body can be greatly affected by our emotional body, all right? Anger, hate, rage will destroy the liver. Jealousy, anxiety, and negative emotions will affect kidneys and adrenal glands. Fear, gossip, and the ego will shut down the heart. This is why it's important to gain control of our bodies that we use to express our emotions, right? The mind, also known as the mental body. This is your thoughts. The most, excuse me, the emotional body leads us to the mind. God created the mental body to form creation. This level is where thoughts are manifest. To experience anything, you must think about it, right? You must create an image out of what you already know or have experienced in the past. Then you can create a future with this data. Our minds are like a computer. It can only function as it has been programmed. All this is to say that our bodies must become healthy if we wish to have a long, excuse me, to have longevity and true vitality. Okay. All right. Our body and how it works. All right. The body has trillions of cells. All right. Each as individual as you and I. They each perform a specific function while working together for the life and function of our body. Each cell is like a completely self-sustaining city, taking care of its own functions with two exceptions. These exceptions is all cells need external source of energy to this world, and they also need to eliminate their waste. So cells basically need to eat and use the bathroom. All groups of cells come together to make tissues, all right? These tissues come together to make certain organs. Like you see here, we have the small intestines. Organs come together to make organ systems. Like you see here, you have the large intestine, small intestine, liver, gallbladders connected, and the pancreas. All these organs together make the digestive systems. These systems then come together to make the organism, also known as the human being. All right, it's important that when we nourish our body that we eat foods that feed our cells on a molecular level. The food we eat should be filled with vitamins, enzymes, and minerals to help our cells work at their best. Because when we feed ourselves, we feed ourselves. All right, check out the wordplay. It's not a coincidence why these words are similar. All right, excuse me. Because our cells are ourselves. Okay, so here we have toxic habits and the nature of diseases. Some toxic habits we have dairy products, which are linked to asthma, gout, diabetes, allergies, cancer, heart attacks, rheumatoid arthritis, and many more. About 70 to 90% of melanated beings do not produce lactase. Lactase is the enzyme necessary to digest lactose And lactose is the sugar presented in all milk products. It's the most mucus forming food due to its abundant casein, which makes an effective glue. Casein causes thyroid dysfunction. The thyroid, which is located in this area, is the gear shift of our body. Okay, so anything that causes something to, or anything that has a glue-like effect on the gear shift of your body is going to, like the gear shift is like how you put your vehicle in drive. So, or how you stop your vehicle. So if it's acting like glue on the gear shift, this is slowing down the way you move, the way you stop, the way your body is cleansing itself. All right, the automatic functions of the body, really. Okay. We also have proteins. Proteins is a class of nitrogenous organic compounds that have a large that have large molecules composed of one or more long chains of amino acids. Proteins found in meat must be broken down into simple amino acids before the body can truly use them. Meat is a second-hand protein because of the extensive digestive process. The body cannot use flesh-type proteins until it's broken down to simple amino sugars. Remember, we need simple amino sugars, not complex. All right? The body needs simple things. The more complex it is, the more the body has to try to break these things down. All right? And to break anything down takes a lot of energy. And that's how people get the itis when they're eating certain foods, because the body is now digesting this food, and now your body has to rest. Okay? So if you out and needs to eating protein or eating this flesh, and you're in danger after you eat this, you probably you probably gonna get killed because your body is focusing all the energy on digesting this food, and it can't send all the energy to your outside extremities if you need to run, okay, or fight or flight. All right. All right, fruits and vegetables are much simpler for the body to break down because they are simple amino acid structures. Eating meat causes body odor from rotten, putrefying flesh within us. It can become impacted on intestinal walls, causing our mucosa and intestinal lining to decay along with the meat. Proteins are acidic form, which cause inflammation. Plants have simple structures of amino acids, which are less energy robbing because plants are full of electromagnetic energy, unlike meat protein, which is more structured and electrically dead. And these rob the body of vital energy, like I said. Proteins are not used as fuel. I repeat, protein is not used as fuel. They are building blocks and carriers. When they are broken down into amino acids, they're used for growth and repair. Simple sugars are the main fuel besides oxygen. So when burning proteins for the fuel, this can cause tissue breakdown and can destroy your liver, pancreas, and kidney tissues. All right. Now we have processed foods. Processed foods, we're truly addicted to processed foods because they are drugs. They're drug foods. All right. Disease and drugs are big business. Most of the foods we eat, we can't even pronounce the names of the ingredients because they're drugs. All right. Drugs masquerading as food. Next, we have sugar, starch, and fats. Sugar and spices were the drugs of the early cultures. It was worth its weight in gold. These polysaccharides, like white sugars, are addictive as nicotine and heroin. Right? These sugars, these sugars that's in most commercial foods are poisons. When eating starch now, starch turns into sugar. So when you're breaking down this starch in your body, when you eat it, it turns into sugar. All right. That's why people with diabetes can't eat a lot of starch products because it's going to spike their glycemic index. All right. So we all know, if we don't, we have these fats called omega fats. Okay, you have omega 3s and your omega 6s. All right. On this sad diet that we call the standard American diet, it's supposed to be 4-to-1 ratio with omega fats being 4 and omega 3s being the 1, but in a sad American diet, or I'm sorry, with the standard American diet, it's more like 20-to-1. So we're eating so many omega 6 fats that it's off balance with your omega 3s. All right. Not only that, we use hydrogenated vegetable oil, which is mainly soybean. These oils, sugars, and starches cause plaque accumulated in the arteries, which raise blood pressure and can cause heart attack or stroke, plus more. Whole list of things. Well, I'm trying to be really condensed. All right. This is just an intro. Now we have chemical toxicities from our environment, our hygiene, and household products. The nature, the Natural Resource Defense Council relates that over 85,000 synthetic chemicals are in commercial use today. Many now known to cause cancer as well as damage to the brain, nervous system, and reproductive system. There are a number of chemicals ingested through the air we breathe, the foods we eat, the water we drink, lotion, cosmetics, hair dyes, etc., that we put on our skin. Things like mercury, lead, arsenic, found in pesticides, formaldehyde, found in furniture, pillows, clothes, carpets, etc. We have fluorine, we have sulfide drugs, BHT, MSG, and so much more. Large number of these pesticides, herbicides, and petrochemicals are hormone disruptors. They inhibit and stimulate the production of hormones or steroids or estrogen and testosterone, which some of the hormones we are more familiar with, right? These toxic habits can lead these toxic habits can lead to things that these toxic habits can lead to diseases, all right? And diseases like cancer, heart attacks, and other heart diseases, high and low blood pressure, diabetes, skin conditions like eczema, adrenal fatigue, and so much more, all right? To understand how to get healthy, it's first important to change our concept about disease. Most people fear disease because they don't understand its causes. Medical doctors make diseases appear so complicated that the average person thinks only a trained specialist can help them, which is not true. We all must know what acidity and toxicity is and how the body responds to these things. Disease is a natural process, the outcome of an imbalanced decision and action. The root causes of most disease and symptoms are genetic weaknesses, toxicity, and over-acidity. All right. You also have inherited genetic weaknesses. All right. These are on a cellular level. They're codes from your cellular membranes that set the condition of tissues and how it responds to life. So your physical body is a genetic imprint of your family tree. All right. You then have toxicity, which means poison. Could be a broad range term that includes many things from mucus accumulation from dairy foods, irritants and complex sugars, the chemicals, toxic metal or mineral deposits, all coming from foods. Wow. It's coming from foods, the air we breathe, the body hygiene products, household products, building materials. The list can go on forever, right? Most foods we eat and liquids we drink are acidic and mucus forming, energy robbing, and protein toxic. An example would be refined starches we eat that act like glue in the tissues of our body, causing plaque to build up. These toxicities can inflame and congest tissues to the point of causing tissue death. The mucus is stored in all tissues, but mainly in our sinuses, our throat, thyroid, lungs, muscles, our liver, kidneys, and skin, causing flu-like symptoms. The body tries to purge these toxins out through natural process we call diseases. And many diseases are nothing more than elimination efforts by the body to purge these dead and dying cells. All right, so I want to reiterate that. So what we call disease is really the body try to purge these things out of our body, all right, to heal. All right, next we have over-acidity. This is also known as acidosis. The body digests and absorbs, utilizes, reproduces, and eliminates in the presence of fluids like digestive juices, blood, extra and intracellular fluids, lymphatic fluids, and urines. We must understand the two pillars in our bodies that are which are hot and cold, yin and yang, acidity and alkalinity. Acid initiates change and alkalizes balances. Many of the alkaline elements are known as electrolytes because of their ability to carry and deliver electrical charges. The acid and alkaline measures in our body is classified in what is called pH factors, potential hydrogen factors. Right? All the foods that we eat can be divided to either acid forming or alkaline forming, depending on the acid that is left behind after digesting in the foods dominating inorganic minerals which affect the pH of our body fluid. We are made up of 70 to 80% water. All right. So, as you can see here, most of these food is what most people eat in cities and places like that, in poverty, basically. Um, and these foods are not really foods. Excuse me. These foods are not really foods. These foods are filled with sugars, filled with ingredients which are really drugs that no one can pronounce. And when you look up the effects or the side effects of these ingredients, you'll see they cause a lot of influx in the body. So it's like, should we be eating these things? Like, what is food? These are the things I asked myself and I wanted to learn. So I learned what is really food. Food is not a drug that's supposed to be made in the lab. These Franken foods is what I like to call it. All right, eating for vitality, eating living foods, alkaline slash acidic foods. Acidic foods break down acidic acid, which produces mucus within the body, while alkaline foods give you electricity, energy to thrive during the day. Juicing, this is a good way to give your organs a break from digestion and a great way to still get your nutrients without eating. Um, Another way to eat for vitality is eating raw. When we cook our foods, it tends to change the chemical constituents of the food. Like one thing you don't see in nature is animals cooking. And one thing I like to say is to we should learn from nature. All right, we should just observe how they react for us to advance in life. One thing we don't see, they don't just be cooking, you know. Like so, I know people think that we're so advanced, and that's why we cook, but it's much deeper than that. We can go over that at a later time. Raw foods are the highest nutritional and electrical energy foods on the planet. These foods carry the power of life in them. They are full of enzymes, vitamins, minerals, tissue salts, amino acids, antioxidants, simple sugars, water, electricity, and much more. So, so we are basically made of chemicals that either acidic or alkaline. Acidic is inflammation, dehydration, pain, destroyed tissues. Alkaline is hydration, regeneration, soothing. Lymph is our sewer system, and it surrounds every cell. When it backs up, it turns into acid. Everywhere from canker sores to cancer, acidosis is caused by years of eating acid-forming foods. Even toxins in our environment, water, food, cosmetics, even negative thoughts like anger and stress produce acids. Acids are taking years off our life. Fruits are alkalizing and helps stagnant lymph to start moving to the kidneys and lymph nodes where lots of acid, parasites, and unwanted bacteria can be eliminated. Also, your lymph is your immune system, so it can work. So it won't work right if all of these unwanted creatures are roaming around. What you don't eliminate, you accumulate. Remember that, that's important. Health is energy, and fruit is as close to pure energy as food can get. The body is the healer, and energy is at the core of all healing. Fruit sugars are simple, and the body thrives on them. We should eat more of fruit, special nuts and seeds. Eat slowly, try not to overeat because it stresses the body. Eat some raw veggies, leafy green salads are best. Most people lose weight during a detox because the body protects itself from acids by buffering them with fats. When the acids are expelled, so are the fats. So the results of just eating well, getting well is not easy as just taking a pill. We must unwind what we unwillingly, unknowingly created. This will take some time, but your body was beautifully and wonderfully made. It can heal or regenerate any cell in the body. Disease are just signs and symptoms that the body needs to clean and rebuild itself. That's important because we think disease is like something we can never get rid of. But like I said, we was beautifully and wonderfully made. The body is awesome. It's an awesome self-healing machine that tries to expel acids. We get symptoms. These symptomologies are what we call diseases. We are then given medicine made with petroleum oil, which affects the body and cover up symptoms. This is what we call suppressive therapy. Then later on, these symptoms unleash themselves, making you have worse problems than before. Right? Like this is really big in today's community. Um, so we should learn how to cleanse and learn about herbs. Fasting is a form of detoxing or cleansing. There are 4 ways to fast. You got raw food fast, you have all fruit fast, you have juice fasting, and you have water fast. I'm sure there's more ways to fast, but these are the ones that I was introduced to, right? Um, we have the use of botanicals. We need to get back to the Garden of Eden. I got some Bible quotes, like Genesis 1:29. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. Revelations 22:2. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded for fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. All right. You also have Ezekiel 47:12 or Psalms 51:7. You can look these up on your own time, but it's evident that people back in the day definitely knew what they were supposed to do with their body. All right. We also have pharmaceutical antibiotics versus nature's antiparasitics. You can't treat acidosis and toxicity with more acidosis and toxicity. Treatment of disease symptoms by chemical medications is toxic, damaging the cells, and many times deadly, especially with all the side effects. The use of pharmaceutical drugs is nothing other than suppressive therapy, like I said earlier. When someone comes down with something cold, flu-like symptoms, we suppress them with antibiotics. These softer drugs inhibit the lymphatic system, the body's natural effects to eliminate the congestion. To eliminate this congestion is stopped. You can't just kill microorganisms that feed and live in this toxic congestion. You must remove the toxic congestion as well. Over time, suppressing the body's natural cleansing process creates a steady decline in cellular health and causes tumors to be formed. Now, now God's antibiotics or nature's antibiotics have a multifaceted purposes and responses. For example, black walnut has a powerful antibiotic, antifungal, anti-worm, anti-fluke, as well as cellular proliferator. It is also an immune enhancer. It has astringent properties for cleansing and it is a lymphatic enhancer. It's high in calcium, known to strengthen bones and connective tissue. Also, black walnut hull does not kill the beneficial bacteria like chemical antibiotics do. It has no harmful side effects. So it's like God didn't make no mistakes, you know? But it's like we believe man over God. Like, I never really got that, but so the solution is to move your lymph, reconnect circulatory, and improve blood flow. Excuse me, reconnect your circuits, which is your nervous system. So your lymph is like your the sewer system of the body. The nervous system, like the electricity of the body, is what keep everything going. and you must improve blood flow. Your blood is what feeds the cell. So we need to get right on a cellular level. Okay, so you could do things like for your lymph, you can exercise, you can get in the sauna, you get massages, skin brushing, rebounding, jump rope, just sweating. All right, because in order to move these toxins out of your body, you must pee, poop, or sweat them out. All right. Next, for the nervous system, you have these things called EFT tapping. It's when you tap different nodes on your body to help wake up your cells. All right. You got breathing exercises. It's something called diaphragmatic breathing, where you're breathing with your diaphragm. Stress management. You must improve your sleep, take a cold shower, meditate, or get out in nature like I am now in my backyard, just recording this video for y'all. Um, to improve your blood flow, you can dry brush, hydrate. You can do some yoga, stress management. Like I said, diaphragmatic breathing, exercise. Exercise is probably one of the most important things you can do for your body. All right, not sitting down, you know, being in nature, these things. Like I said, we must return to Eden. We must return to the Garden of Eden. Fruits are strong cleansers and will stir up a lot of toxins. You may experience detox symptoms, but they only last a few days. If you need to slow down a detox, you can eat salads and steamed vegetables, but fruits are extremely electrifying and hydrative to the system. Also, fruits are easy to digest and don't use a lot of energy to process, which is a goal when it comes to healing the body. Right. So that's gonna be it for today. You got any questions, concerns? I posted my number and my email. You can give me a call, send me a text. I'm also a mentor when it comes to our mental and nutrition. Um, I'm really educated in this. So if you got any questions, you can just give me a call. Um, Peace, love, and light to the family. I love y'all all. Hopefully y'all got what y'all needed from this. And I'm out. Peace. Travel light.